Lieutenant Dubois, this is Coalition Warship Archer. We are acknowledging and accepting you.
Hello everyone, this is Karst, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. So last episode, while finishing off on our leftover quests, we kind of embarked on this moralist one, which was to contact the Coalition Warship Archer in order to take on La Responsabilité. So I chose to exhaust all of the available options, and as a result ran out of time. Now, I kind of regretted not seeing all of the options, especially since the last choice was going to be the whole point of the quest. So I am going to go ahead and start from here on this episode just to see where that would have led. It's not going to be my main save, it's more of a kind of, hey, what other conversation options were there type of deal. And after we conclude with this, I'll just go back to my previous save, and we'll continue on from there. So without any further ado, let's begin.
Aha! Excellent! You are connected. Now be quick. I don't know how long I'll be able to preserve the signal.
There is so much you wish you could ask. Your efforts have bought you some time, but you can't forget what you're really here for.
Please be advised that you are speaking on a public frequency. What is your request?
Okay, so last time, as I said, I kind of went through all of these 4 questions here and got all of her answers. This time I'm going to go straight for the choice I didn't get to choose, which is, listen, I really need to reach the Committee of Responsibility.
Acknowledge. To reach the committee, all you need to do is fill out the appropriate request form and submit it to the Liaison for Public Affairs. If the liaison accepts your request, you will be invited to address the committee at their next quarterly public hearing. We believe the next hearing is scheduled for July.
She seems very satisfied by this answer.
She's got to be jerking your chain, right? You can't wait that long.
What if I need to reach the committee a bit sooner?
Not a problem. If this is a time-sensitive matter, you may file an emergency address request with the Liaison for Public Affairs. They typically respond within a few weeks.
We don't have a few weeks. Actually, I was hoping you could patch me through to the committee directly.
We're afraid that is quite impossible, Lieutenant Dubois.
What do you mean?
We cannot transfer you to the committee because we are not entrusted with that responsibility. We are simply the second signaler.
Listen, I'm begging you, please just let me through. Archer, are you there?
We're here, Lieutenant. Though we have to say, this is all quite out of sequence.
This line of argument is quite pointless. You should abandon it.
Fair enough. Empathy. Oh. Well, I'm clean and sober and I discovered a strange anomaly. Convince her you really need to address the committee.
This isn't about you. Not really. It may have been at a certain point, but you've let go of that perspective. This is about your responsibility to all of Revachon. Now, take a deep breath. Look upward. You don't have to bear the burden alone.
Listen to me. The situation in Martinez is extremely dire. People are getting killed, and if the Coalition doesn't intervene, more will follow.
What? How do you know this?
I was recently caught in a violent confrontation between the Union and a group of mercenaries hired by the Wild Pines.
Lieutenant Dubois, this is a very serious claim. Please describe the situation as succinctly as possible. We will forward your summary to the committee.
There's papers rustling in the background. She's clearing her desk, preparing to take notes.
This is good, I think. I mean, it's nice to actually be able to report this to someone who will help with the situation, right?
There. You've wedged your foot in the door. Now, if you can show the Coalition how much they're needed, they'll have no choice but to intervene. You have the facts. Just lay them out beneath the cold light of reason.
The Wild Pines completely failed to control the paramilitary death squad they hired.
Please continue. We're listening.
You can hear her furiously scribbling notes. And now, there are multiple casualties on both sides of the conflict. The harbor is locked down, the Wild Pines rep is gone, it's very bad.
Good God. Is there anything else the committee should know?
You hear the sound of a page turning, followed by fierce scribbling.
Detective, before you answer that, I urge you to weigh your words extremely carefully.
Huh.
You're not only speaking for yourself. He means to tell you, you're speaking for all of the RCM. What you say now will reflect on all of your half-brothers and sisters.
Now that you mentioned it, I learned something very strange about the victim. Or, hey, I've also discovered anthroponetic phenomenon here in Martinez. And no, those are the facts as I have them. I think this is the most relevant one to the Moralintern. The fact that we found like a hole in the reality here. Yeah, let's go with this.
We're afraid we must ask you to repeat that, Lieutenant Dubois.
Afraid? What is she afraid of? Her tone has shifted. She's no longer herself.
Wait, what's going on?
Never mind that. All you need to do is repeat what you just said.
Okay.
Do as she says. There's no other option.
I said I've discovered an entroponetic phenomenon here in Martinez.
Acknowledge. Listen very carefully, Lieutenant. We're going to ask you a series of questions. It is imperative that you answer as directly and truthfully as you can. Do you understand?
Okay. This took a turn. Yeah, okay.
Good. First question. Are you currently in the vicinity of Suragli, the North Arcade Islands, or near Pale Offshore Platform in Sulindico?
I've never heard of those places.
Please answer the question.
No, I'm in Martinez.
Very good. Next question. Would you describe the phenomenon as internal to the Isola or external to the Isola?
What she means is, actually, you have no idea what those words could mean in this context.
I think I know what she's asking. I'll say it anyway. I have no idea what you're asking.
Answer the question, please.
Oh. If I'm thinking about the hole in reality, then that would be internal to the Isola, right? Because all of the external stuff would be off the coast. Yeah, so it's internal.
Next question. At the time, did you experience sense objects?
Can you elaborate?
Yes. Examples may include sound, memory, light.
Huh. It was a kind of gradient, yeah.
Let's go on. Final question. Were you alone?
Yes, unquestionably, irrevocably alone. Of course not.
Yeah.
The radio programmer was there. You are part of a large family. You are never alone. There's no need to overthink this.
We repeat. Were you alone?
We were not, because we did this in the church with all the ravers, Suna, Kim, everyone was there. No.
You hear the sound of a page ripping.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Please stand by while we transmit our summary.
Okay.
A long winter.
Oh, another one of those entroponetic voices.
I'm not sure how much longer I can keep the signal clear, officer.
You have to, Suna, just a little longer.
Lieutenant Dubois, this is Collision Worship Archer. Please acknowledge.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you for standing by. We are authorized to report the Committee of Responsibility for Rebasho has acknowledged and accepted your request.
Okay, what does that mean?
They would like you to address your matter to the committee directly, as their earliest convenience.
When is that?
Subito. Collision Shuttle Laurel is setting a course for your position. They will arrive momentarily. Stand by.
Oh, someone's coming.
To the southwest, one of the smaller aerostatics that hover above the city breaks from its holding pattern. Coalition Shuttle Laurel begins executing a slow turn, drawn by an invisible wire.
So? They're really coming?
The lieutenant adjusts his microphone and slowly looks up toward you.
Well, what now?
What do you mean?
You've accomplished your side task. You've contacted Coalition Warship Archer. I suppose what I'm asking is whether we are about to lose you to the Moralintern.
Okay, that's a fair question.
Beneath that surface query, a touch of self-doubt. The lieutenant isn't sure he can solve the murder without you.
But I'm afraid, Kim.
Afraid of what, detective?
A little rhyme jingling in your mind's attic. Of the future, of the past, of all that is not made to last.
I feel that something very bad is going to happen.
The lieutenant takes a moment to compose his thoughts.
I don't know where this case will lead us, detective. But in a sense, that doesn't matter. Our job is to follow the evidence where it leads. Consequences be damned. Because that's what it means to be an officer of the RCM.
The lieutenant's final words are nearly swallowed by the roar of the aerostatic's main rotors.
Oh, it's arriving.
Lieutenant Dubois, this is Collision Warship Archer. We have been instructed to inform you that the Laurel arrived at your position. Please acknowledge.
Oh wow, okay. It's actually just showing up right here, right now.
No shit. How are they supposed to hear your acknowledgement over the thundering of their own rotors?
Acknowledged, Archer. This is Lieutenant Dubois.
Thank you. The Committee of Responsibility for Rebel has authorized us to offer you an immediate extraction. Do you accept?
Hold on, I have a few questions first.
We are far past that point, Lieutenant. There is only one question now. Are you ready, or are you not?
Look around one last time.
The roundabout, Martinez North, daytime. Across the plaza, a pair of seagulls fight over the remains of a chicken wing. The programmer eyes you curiously. She does not understand why you're hesitating. Whatever her misgivings about the Coalition, the fact is that you've summoned an aerostatic with your voice, an achievement she never thought she'd witness. The lieutenant looks up toward you. He starts to open his mouth, then appears to think better of it. He's spoken his piece, he thinks. It's up to you now. You cannot leave.
Oh.
So much hangs in the balance.
Okay, so Kim doesn't want me to leave, and Shivers doesn't want me to leave. So I'm thinking that if I say that I can't do it and back out, I basically end up in the same situation I was in as if I had run out of time and we'll go back to the status quo, right? So in the interest of pursuing this to the very end, I accept, Archer. Get me out of here. Board the aerostatic.
Acknowledged. Laurel has initiated the extraction procedure. Stand by.
Marianne hat mir erzählt, dass Oscar nicht mehr derselbe ist, seit er auf
Someone
einem
should do something about this.
Weeks later,
Oh.
no answers about extracted cop. The condition and whereabouts of an RCM officer extracted by a Coalition aerostatic 2 weeks ago remain unknown. The dramatic maneuver witnessed by dozens near the North Roundabout has reportedly increased tensions between the citizens of Martinez, the RCM, and Coalition authorities. Early reports that the lieutenant was investigating entropinetic phenomena along the coast have not been confirmed. According to an official statement given by the RCM, the lieutenant was in Martinez as part of a murder investigation. A Coalition representative declined repeated requests for comment.
Wait, so they extracted us, we said our piece, and then we got disappeared? The Moralintern basically just took us and then made us vanish, essentially? So no one ever heard from us again as a result of that. Okay, well, as a result then, I'm pretty happy with what I did in the end, which was exhausted the questions, asked them everything, and then continued my investigation without leaving Kim behind, and without that feeling that I shouldn't leave at all. So, yeah, let's get back to my save then. So, just looking through my task list now, I'm back in the bookstore after what I did last time. I am seeing that, in fact, I have gone up in terms of number of people killed, which is accurate, because I did shoot the mercenary in the face. I think I've done pretty good, all things considered. There's only a couple of things left that I can do, which is to find booze, which I don't want to do, find smokes, which I don't want to do. I guess I could light the graffito on fire with a burning cigarette. I don't know if that counts towards smoking or not, though, so I'm kind of inclined to avoiding doing that. Also because that would be lighting basically the streets on fire, which doesn't sound like a good idea to me. I am curious to know if there's any more books that I can buy, because I still have $23.
The display, this is entirely rows and rows. The display rack.
I don't think so, though. I could be wrong.
A small mountain of colorful board and endless variety. There's all books, a towering.
Yeah, I think I've actually purchased everything I can from the store here. There's not much else for me to buy.
Shelves full of browsing suddenly high speed next.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So in that case, I might just pick up whatever's left from either Sealang or one of the or Rob, and then basically move on to the island, because I don't think there's anything else at this point. Based on my quest log, I've done pretty much everything in the game that I have access to. Let's put it that way. Yeah, pretty much. So, Sealang, anything else for me before I dip out and leave you forever?
The speakers below
50
are
bucks.
banged up
It's a
and
bit too
worthless.
much. Anything from here?
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed.
I can take the ugly glasses. I'll do it. What am I wearing right now? Perception. Inland Empire. I guess that's pretty good. I have a balance of Inland Empire versus electrochemistry right now, so I'll take what I can get. Shivers is good now. Physical instrument. Pain threshold. Endurance. I feel like after the Mercenary Tribunal, all this stuff, like the hand-eye coordination and stuff, won't be necessary anymore. I could be wrong, though. But I'm kind of, I don't know, testing out the waters, shall we say, and hoping for the best. So, that's that, I believe. I guess I can try the backyard wall, and that's pretty much it. That's the only thing I have left over. I think. Yeah, the map wall, the barred door, I've already found my way in. Measurehead, I think, is long gone at this point. The warded door, really? Isn't that inside the shop, though? That's already dealt with. Yeah, pretty much. Part of me wants to light this on fire, but like I said, they would be lighting the streets on fire, and that doesn't sound like a good idea. So last I checked, this is a conceptualization check, right?
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, it's a conceptualization check, so I can try. Right, I'll do my very best, but I don't think I'm going to be succeeding on this endeavor, because conceptualization is one of those things I never really worked on at all. Authority. Do I even have anything else? I don't think so. Okay. This is
Just
it.
an ordinary wall.
42%. That's pretty low.
Yeah.
No, I don't think
Why
so.
must we stop to...
Nope. Okay, well, that's that. That was my last attempt. Cindy's MIA anyway, unless she's in her room. So, back to what I was wearing. Back to the island. I'll just quick travel there then. Okay, Lillian, I'm gonna borrow your boat. Thank you for everything. I'm sure we'll meet again. Let's go, Kim.
A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Its 2 seats are empty. The boat's belly is a shiny yellow color, industrial paint over fresh tar. You see it reflect off the water, along with the factory number, A72. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle, and you're off into the bay. A strange trepidation comes over you. Are you sure you want to go now?
I suppose that's my warning of, hey, another point of no return. This is it. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident that I've done everything I can around here. Let's go.
Have you made all the necessary preparations? Closed all your accounts?
More or less.
Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
You take the engine, Kim. I'll hold the boombox.
What?
What's what? How else do we blad Sad FM on our way to the island?
Fine. Let's blast Sad FM then.
He gives you a resigned shrug.
SAD FM is a radio station specializing in sad, slow, rock songs. You seem to know its frequency by heart.
Get in and ride to the island. We're going off in style. All right.
Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Eternally. Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Want to be free. Want to be free.
This is kind of the part where I find out whether or not this gets muted, essentially. I mean, it's definitely a special moment, but I'm kind of mostly thinking about, am I gonna get dinged on this one?
And the trees are green and overhanging, where the light free and everlasting. And the trees are green and overhanging, where the light free and everlasting. Want to be free. Eternally. Disco
The boat comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns the engine off. Then there's silence.
I'm not quite sure why it was so choppy either, but we're here.
In the silence, a sputter of wings. A flock of quails takes off in the distance. There is very little wind here today. The ghost is standing still. You look at your arms, then the cliffs above you. Let's go.
Let's get going. Here at the end of all things. A makeshift bridge. The bombs are powerful enough to break the foundation. A rusted chain trails off into the ocean.
The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot on the coast.
Point to it. This leads to the depot in Land's End.
Ah, yes, so it seems.
What do you think it was used
For
for?
bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supplies? You could also lock the bay when you raise the chain.
Makes
As
sense.
a defensive measure, lock it off that side of the bay.
Lock it off from whom?
From enemies. Enemies of the commune of Revachol. This sea fort was a revolutionary fortification, I believe.
I believe so too. He looks up ahead. Alright. Let's stick around on the lower level. Hello, birdie. These tires are falling apart. They're at least 50 years old. I don't think there's anything else I can click on around here, actually. Yeah, so my only way forward is to go up. Nope. Missed something here. These stairs feel ancient. Soldiers' feet ran up them long ago. Some fuel has leaked out of the barrel. Black, viscous. Attention, inflammable! There's a lingering trace of mazut in the air. I don't know what that is. Looks like I can't go anywhere else but in here either. Oh, hello. Oh, multiple pots.
The dry grass crackles under your feet as you stop. Far away, birds' wings touch the still surface of the sea.
What is that flutter?
The flock of quail departs. Now more than 100 meters away. 102, 105.
Underneath the flutter.
On the islet, there is almost no wind under the rain quietly falling on the reeds. Bulrushes swaying on the waterline. Long dried leaves chafing against each other. The soft raindrops. Like a silent orchestra tuning at the beginning of some major work. Of great importance to the few who attend.
To the west.
A silent hiss. Sea air moving through the needles of a pine tree.
To the east.
The faraway roar of the city, distant like today's dream. Before it, the sound of sand, the low tide filtered through its grains, a bird tending to its feathers. Raindrops fall on water, strangely quiet, forming circles in the distance.
Ahead?
A low hum. The air slowly moves through a concrete box, through its ancient slits and cracks. Resonating, hollow, a big building.
Beyond that, further north.
Air flows out of a pillbox window. There is very little there. The air cossets flowers on a meadow. Absolute silence. Reeds motionless. Bulrushes motionless. A drop of rain falls on a black log of an extinguished campfire.
And below the silence?
Col de Mamadakwa.
Seriously? Kim.
Yes?
Momentarily, the sounds are swept away.
Darn.
Pain shoots up your right foot and into your groin.
Pretty silent on the silence.
It is. Is that why we are stopping?
Mm-hmm. Wait, I have to listen to one more thing.
The lieutenant nods in Col de Mamadakwa.
Is it legit? Is it real? I sure wish I didn't miss that check. Open your eyes. Stop listening. Well, warm air from the inside of the building. It's warmer there than out here. This barrel says ICM. You see a star with little specks in it. What's that? No way to get up there. The stairs are gone. The little birch from the coin-operated viewer still holding on. I don't think I can click on that. No, I can't get there at this time, so I guess I have to enter from in there. What are we looking at? There's a bunch of stuff, actually. This was once an armament rest. Twin cannons were attached here, medium distance, large caliber. Careful, these stairs have collapsed. Okay, let's look at everything. Books, mostly fantastique and historical fiction. Dishes stained with sauce and fire, a survivor's kitchen. Fallen arrower shirt. Sure, I'll take that, why not? You see candles planted on a broken rangefinder. A moth-bitten bedsheet keeps the wind out. Army surplus winter scarf. Lovely. What am I wearing already? Inland Empire. Right. That's what I'm using to boost my shit. What's all this stuff?
Books and magazines lie scattered on the floor and on a makeshift cupboard. They are not particularly well organized.
Sift through them.
Most are soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories from the 20s and 30s. This disparate digest includes the classic Animal Adventures, popular depictions of man versus nature by amateur naturalists T&T Harpin, husband and wife, widely read by people from all walks of life. Who doesn't like nature? Who doesn't want to survive? Among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories, you find a magazine cathodique for electrical engineering. Then it's back to pulp. Light erotica, an international thriller about circuit benders.
Lovely.
Someone's made themselves a home.
Uh-oh. The lieutenant inspects the soft cover. Time to conceptualize, then. My complete lack of conceptualization coming back in to bite me in the butt once again.
Soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories, animal adventures, a magazine.
So apparently I have a
for
+1 for all things
and an
communist.
international thriller.
Apparently.
Also,
58%.
it was not that you can
Nope,
tell.
not today.
This is a digest of someone who's dead bored. Most of it is for entertainment purposes, fittingly right next to the radiola on the floor.
Well, the point is I tried. Nothing? Nothing out of the ordinary?
Maybe it's a little old-fashioned. There's a nude mag. More than that, you can't say.
Alright.
The print in some of these is pretty small, though. This person has good eyesight.
Well, that's good to know. Back to it. Was this bed?
There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on piles of soft cover books. White linen and a pillow are visible under a worn-out caracal blanket.
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
How recently?
A flash of pain interrupts you, making you wince instead of letting the words out.
Why? What just happened?
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead.
No time to rest now.
Yes, any time. If you need a rest later, it's okay by me.
Okay,
You don't have to be a hero.
fair enough. Let's rest after we've looked at everything here. I can't exactly get down there at this time. So, I guess the only thing here is this thing and this. This seems kind of important, so I'm gonna go look at this other stuff first. Oh, there's more doors. This great blast door must weigh over 10 tons. Rust peels off of it. Maybe I should have my flashlight on for this as well. Okay, so what am I looking at here? Lockers? Yeah, okay. Why are you failing? Thank you for the magnesium. Thank you. I assume this door will not open?
You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one. A heavy steel blast door. There is a conventional keyhole above the handle. It's very small.
What's on the other side?
Another part of the island, probably. The lock looks like it could still be usable.
The lieutenant looks into the keyhole. How do we open this?
Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open?
He looks at the door, then its bigger brother, and then at the lock.
He's right. It would be better to open its big brother. A powerful engine hangs under the ceiling. It must control the blast door.
You're right. We opened the big one. Do you see the controls anywhere?
I think there's a console just southeast. Let's look around. Getting the blast door open seems like the best plan.
He shuffles his feet to stay warm. I did see a console, but it's beyond the broken stairwell. I was gonna say this looks a lot like Harry, but I assume that's Mazov. Alright, let's talk, or I was gonna say let's talk to this. Let's deal with whatever this thing is. It looks like a generator of some sort.
An old cylindrical
Yeah.
generator is nested above the ammo lift, with makeshift electrical wiring running out of its side and across the floor. The cables disappear into the wall to your right. The lieutenant puts his hand on the metal barrel, checking for warmth.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
He concludes.
Wait, haven't you heard this before?
We have. He said that while we were climbing up to, that was what we were hearing, through the radio chatter, when calling the Moralintern ship. I heard this stuff because I was replaying that section to record the first part of this video. So yeah, this is literally what he was saying. So what we heard was from the future. It wasn't from the past. Huh. What kind of generator is this?
Liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes mazout.
He points to the open fuel cap on the end of the dynamo.
The kind that's favored by vagrants and fuel thieves. It's been a long winter.
Yeah, more stuff that he said before.
The lieutenant pauses. Something
Yeah.
seems to be pecking at the edge of his concentration. He gives you a sideways look before adding,
long and cold.
This is trippy and creepy. So we were hearing snippets from from a future conversation. Huh.
There's no time to dwell on this moment. You've got to keep moving.
And where do these wires lead?
Downstairs, somewhere?
He looks at the wall socket. Tap on the side.
A hollow ring. The canister is empty. Dust falls from the generator and down into the ammo lift.
What does this mean? A generator here?
I don't know. I'm not a philosopher.
I meant, why is it here?
Someone who has basic electrical skills has restored it in order to keep the room warm. Maybe it's the fire guy.
Oh yeah,
The wind
maybe.
outside picks up suddenly with a faint howl. Inside, it's warm.
Yeah, the fire guy that the twins were talking about. It says I can just pour fuel into the tank.
The lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the fuel tank as you tilt. Dark brown, viscous fluid pours out, and the room fills with a chemical smell.
Now, I was only able to do that because I had a fuel canister. And I kept it for the entire playthrough because I hadn't used it yet, and I was kind of operating under the assumption that it would come into use at some point. Because that's just how I've been hoarding all of my key items. So what would have happened if you didn't have the canister? Would you still be able to do this? Weird. Okay.
There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other side. The lieutenant flicks the switch.
Pull the rope.
The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an old warhorse before settling down to a rattle.
That should do it.
Alright. But how do I use it? I can't do anything here. Unless the blast doors are open now? Oh, you could walk under. Well, I sure wish I knew that. This hatch is jammed shut. I'll take those. I don't even know if there's a use for money at this point, but sure, why not? That leads outside. This will probably open the blast doors, and then we can see what's inside.
Green paint flecks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches on the front panel, a frequency band, and even a keyboard.
Run your fingers across the keyboard.
The keys rattle like teeth. This keyboard hasn't been functional in decades.
What is this then?
The console of an anti-computation device. The generator upstairs, with wires coming out. They terminate here.
The lieutenant points to the wires running into the machine. Could this open the blast door?
I think, yes. Let's see. That one. The emergency open.
Alright, let's just do the emergency open. I'll worry about the light. I don't think I'll be turning the radio on. Maybe, we'll see.
The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in.
So no one's had access in there for decades then, potentially. Oh yeah, it's dusty as hell. Okay.
A sudden wave of anxiety makes your skin crawl.
Why?
After you.
What is there?
I don't know.
A thin wisp of smoke rises from a charred black fire pit. The wind picks up, then dies down again.
I'm scared.
Don't be. I have a gun.
My gun is out of bullets, by the way. Oh, he takes out his sidearm, checks the barrel, and then holsters it again.
Then it's extra good that mine is not.
Let's go. Can I not
A dim
turn on the other
golden
things?
glow animates the console.
What the hell?
Faint, like a ghost light. Urgence ouvert reads one dial key. Allumer reads another.
It's on. Turn emergency open.
He smiles.
Automatic boot.
Push, light, interior.
The lighting in the room turns on with a sizzle. A dim ambient orange.
I'm kind of worried that if I hit the radio while the lights are on, it might, like, blow a fuse or something.
The
So I'm
old
just
button
gonna...
is stuck.
I can't turn it off again. I'm stuck with it.
The dial slides under the glass, dark
Oh, okay.
and silent. Restoring electric power has not breathed life into it.
Fair enough. In that case, let's check out what's through the door. Why was I scared all of a sudden? Oh, this leads outside. Walk slow, it might be dangerous. Alright, maybe I will do that after we go out on this side then. Oh. Water rushes below. Far down below. Okay. A firing slit? You can't see inside. It must have taken a direct hit to take out such a huge chunk. The distant sound of cargo ships. Signal horns echo on the water. I don't know what I'm doing out here, but here I am. I'm just walking to the water's edge. The ice cracks under your feet. Be careful not to fall through. Alright, I'll do my best. Now, there was something I could observe over here, I think. Up here? Yeah. The pain in your pelvis makes you wince, then you continue. The inside of the fortress. You make out the console and the blast door. Okay, so what else is over here then before I go up there? Hello? The winch is broken. Rust has eaten into what remains of the chain. Oop.
A strange feeling looking at the water. Maybe you should just wander off into the sea. Leave it all and walk in with a bottle in your hand.
A bottle in my hand?
Always.
Why?
Perhaps there's someone there, under the water, waiting for you.
That sounds unlikely.
Where it has always been. In front of the video rental, on the corner, at the crossing. Smelling of tutti frutti and betrayal.
But it's cold.
Yes, cold and still. But love is warm, like the inside of her mouth.
Yes, please.
Oh, fuck, yes.
Tuh.
Go there in your head. It's been days since you thought about her. A week. No. We're not starting with that. Not now. Not this time. This thought is over.
Fair enough. Raise your sight.
In the rain mirror of the bay, you see Martinez, reflected. Tall edifices of ruins reach into the water, like shimmering towers. And the shacks too. Pine trees and motor lorries, upside down. Islets and posts, like stepping stones, lead into the water in front of you. Go. Step in. It's been too long.
Shake my head. I am also banking this point in case I need it later. You never know. Oh, I think this is as far as I can go up here. Alright, fine. Let's see what's upstairs then. Oh, what's that? I guess we'll find out. Ooh. The depot that supplied this chain is long gone from the coast. Lum fuel canister. I guess you could have found this, and then you could have poured it in. Alright, fair enough. A weathered artillery map showing coordinates in the Bay of Revachol. An old medicine cabinet, freshly stocked with droamine. I'll take that. What was that? Money and more droamine, sure.
There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof. At the head of it, double embrasures, firing slits like two eyes in the wall.
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
The lieutenant lowers his voice, stepping closer with his hand on his gun. Inspect the mattress.
A single-person mattress, modern, civilian use. Brand name, Marjorie. There's a fuel stain on the cover, along with cigarette burns, and an empty can of beans on the ground next to it, filled to the brim with cigarette butts.
Pick one out of the can.
The silhouette of a tobacco picker adorns the paper filter. The brand, Tio Moteri. Contemporary Revacholians prefer Juan, a local blend from the southern islands, or Astra, the legendary cigarette from Grad. Tio Moteri is favored by older men for its paper filter tips, sweet smell, and added tar.
Tio Mutiri, like the ones we found at Land's End, remember? Yeah, I remember finding those, and they were like, oh, you don't know why it's relevant right now, or something like that.
I may have been wrong when I said it wasn't important. This means the same person could have visited both locations.
He stares into the can for a moment.
I didn't see any signs of smoking inside, though. If people live there, they keep it tidy. This here may also be a smoking spot.
Inspect the wall.
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you, like a little window.
Touch the concrete first.
Quite old and grimy, from years without cleaning by anything other than the rain.
Look through the hole in the concrete.
The springs screech as you lean on the mattress and crane your neck to look out. Trepidation. A tingling feeling in your stomach.
Why?
A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape painting. 1 kilometer across the water. The ruins look familiar.
On the left.
A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. Capeside apartments. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A and 33B.
On the right.
The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the whirling in rags. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 10. The doomed commercial area.
And between the two.
The box-shaped silhouette of the whirling in rags. You see a small fleck of white on the rooftop. The upstairs window of Clausia's room. In the rain, reflecting light.
There it is.
Do you have a line of sight to the window?
More than that.
Kim, with a pair of binoculars, I would be able to see inside the room.
A pair of binoculars? Or a scope of a rifle? You'd be prone, lying on a mattress, barrel resting on the embrasure.
He points to the makeshift bed.
I think we have it. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest.
He pats you on the back, 3 small pats in a row.
Affirmative.
Finally.
In our defense, nothing pointed here.
Right?
Many leads pointed elsewhere.
Yeah, this is like one of the last possible places for us to look. This was like the least likely place for it to be. But still, we have to be a little regretful. 6 people are dead. We could have prevented it.
Don't beat yourself
Ow.
up, officer.
Okay, well.
We did not put guns in their hands or get them drunk.
He has a good mindset on this. He has a good outlook on it. He looks north over the fortification and then adds...
The lieutenant pauses. Regret comes over him.
We will make up for it. Here. I feel it.
Could the shooter still be here?
Where?
He looks behind his back. In Martinez?
I have always assumed it's someone local.
He nods.
He feels uncomfortable suddenly.
We should move now.
Okay, let's go. An autosave? That's concerning. I guess we're just... Oh. You feel eyes on your back. Someone is watching, but you can't say where. So now feels like a bad time to go to sleep. Right? When someone's watching me. But based on that, maybe it's the perfect time to go to sleep. Let's do it. Because I feel like if I walk on ahead, they were like, oh, don't go this way, it's dangerous, let's go to bed.
The greasy old spring mattress.
The offer still stands. Take it. You don't look so good.
He says, looking out at the pillbox window.
The bed is quite inviting, all things considered. It's much warmer inside than out there.
Maybe a little shut-eye, just an hour.
You face the concrete wall. There's less light there, in the dark corner. Like a dog, you lie there. You didn't realize how tired you were. Your body is still nowhere near healed.
That makes sense. Curl up with your knees close to your chest.
The blanket feels
Is that what,
cold.
the fetal position?
The entire room does. Concrete and cold. Minutes pass. Half an hour maybe. The sounds of the sea beyond grow distant. Your eyelids close. Until...
Until?
You feel yourself standing up in the darkness, right next to the mattress. Slowly, the world begins to hatch from the blackness. It's evening.
Oh. Fair enough.
Sleep.
So we slept into nighttime? I thought it was only going to be for an hour. Kim, why didn't you wake me up? Also, where is Kim? And why are we zoomed all the way in? Kim? The lieutenant is no longer here. Go outside to the beach. On this side? I'll go out this side. Why is the door closed? The door is back like you never opened it. Well, I can't click on anything there, so... Kim? Oh no, not this song again. No, it's gonna get muted. Go down to the chain, there's something there. No, not this. Well, I'm sorry, everyone. This section is just going to be muted unless I talk loudly and incessantly over everything. Well, I guess you can still hear me talk. You just won't hear any of the music or the background stuff, basically, the dialogue. Where was the chain again? Over here. Okay. Now do it. Walk into the water. What? You see her footprints on the water. What is this?
Dolores Day.
What?
The innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state turns around to face you. She has an airship airbag in her hand. She seems to be in a hurry.
What the hell is this?
Okay, don't say you need to talk right away. Melt the ice first. This way you're already talking.
Why Dolores Day, and why does she have luggage? Kind of curious to know what this is supposed to symbolize.
You may not be able to take this. Not this time. Not anymore.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Morova. To live there, in Grad. It's 1 million kilometers away, Harry. Might as well be another lifetime.
What's in the bag?
Just my scepter, my globe cruciger, a spare silk gown, a toothbrush, travel documents, the crown of immortality.
What? Crown of Immortality? Aren't you already wearing one?
Oh, this.
She corrects the wreath on her forehead.
This is just a wreath. The crown of immortality is made of rarefied light, mana and raw palladium. It was passed on to me by the rulers of late antiquity.
Okay.
She looks at the suitcase, not knowing what more to say. Then, over her shoulder, silence. Her nuptial gown flows in the wind, wraps around her holy body.
I'm not seeing the glowing lungs, though. That's like the first thing I was looking for. But okay.
Anyway.
Let's not go straight there. Hey.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really good, actually. Both professionally and romantically. I've come to a fulfilling and peaceful period in my life. Well, how are you doing, Harry?
She nods hastily. I'm not doing very well.
Don't say that. I know this positive thing sounds stupid to you, Harry, but it works. We all have an obligation to be happy. You too. And you will be. Now.
She looks over her shoulder.
This is everything I always warned you about.
Your skin is holy and soft.
No, Harry. It's just regular skin. I'm not as beautiful as you always thought I was. Let's not get into.
She shakes her head. You are. None of the others are as beautiful as you.
She does not answer. There's that expression again. Silence. A distant wind blows. You can't think of anything pretty to say.
Can you stay for a moment? We need to talk. We need to have one more massive epic showdown.
No, Harry. No. I don't want a massive epic showdown. I want to go to the aerodrome. I have tickets for the 10:20 flight to Morova. Really.
She shakes her head sadly and looks at you plaintively.
We don't have anything to talk about anymore. Every combination of words has been played out. The atoms don't form us anymore. Us. Our love. Our unborn daughters.
Okay.
It's all gone. I have to go to the aerodrome. I have to leave Revachol and you.
Ouch.
And you have to be alone. In hell. Forever. That's just the way it is.
I mean, from what I'm seeing here, he's this is his ex, right? I don't know why she's Dolores Day, apparently, but this would be the situation with his ex, right? Because it's another video rental store, and we've been hearing all about that. No rain so far, though.
Oh God, whatever you do, don't try to kiss her yet. Not after that. You're still reeling. You'll fall over if you try now.
I bought you this figurine of a headless Fawn Rider. Give it to her.
I don't want it. It looks expensive. I don't want it.
She doesn't take it. I thought you liked figurines, and I thought that figurines were for getting you back, apparently.
That's not what figurines do, Harry.
But then the figurines don't do anything.
She looks at the headless Fallen Rider between your fingers and doesn't know what to say.
Maybe this revolutionary figurine then? Show it to her. Maybe you can take this revolutionary figurine. It's got a little musket.
No, please. Please don't give me anything.
What about dice? I had some custom dice made in this place. A doomed commercial area.
Harry, I don't want things. I want to go to the aerodrome.
Okay, I won't give you things then.
I didn't ask for things. It's too late to give me anything. I would have liked these things a long time ago. The headless Fallen Rider especially. But now, only boring hell remains.
They do nothing. Her crown of hair is aglow with the red of neon on the corner. Like this, she tramples her feet for warmth. It's getting really cold outside. I get the feeling you're not really Dolores Day.
I don't know what you mean. Dolores Day?
She looks at you quizzically. It does not seem like a mystery she wants to get into. You're... I've heard you before. You're the voice on the phone.
Oh, Harry, you shouldn't have done that.
She shakes her head very slowly, her white hair brushing her shoulders. Do what?
Call me like that.
You ruined it. There was still a chance. You should have waited longer. She would have called you instead.
This is him still clinging on to his relationship when she has clearly moved on. It's not healthy to dwell on it as much. It wasn't me, it was my hand. Raise your right hand. My fingers called you.
They shouldn't have.
Yeah.
They really shouldn't. I was in Morova already. Safe. In the warmth of the night. Wrapped in my future love. There, I think of you less and less. Whole weeks go by without me remembering you.
This is quite painful for Harry.
Months already. Soon it will be years without the hurt. I sit there in Morova, in the holy gratitude of my bliss. I put my hand on my belly and smile.
Oof.
The air gets cold around you. She looks down on her stomach, then up at you. Her eyes are full of tremendous distance and mystery. Black-eyed dogs wander the alleys. Apple trees hang their bony limbs low over the patchwork of roofs. Red and black. Revachol West, the evening sun. She's left and bloomed, far away from us, our vast soul.
She's left and bloomed. That she has. Your name.
It's Dora. That's what the voice said on the phone.
Dora is short for Dolores.
Dubois, yes. Dora Dubois.
That's why I think of Dolores Day.
Why what?
Are you Dora Dubois?
Oh no. No. We're not doing that again.
She shakes her head. So you were married and were going to have daughters. Okay. You're the ex something.
Wasn't I Dolores Day just a second ago? Now
True.
I'm the ex thing? You're confusing me. Look, I have to be at the Lausanne Aerodrome at 10:20 p.m. I still have a light rail to catch. I haven't even bought the tickets yet.
We all told you. Everyone warned you.
Who, everyone?
Everyone.
Literally all of you.
Honestly, I think this is good. I'm glad that we're having this conversation. I'm getting so much closure.
I'm glad too, but I have to go. My friends are waiting for me on the platform. I can't let them wait. It's impolite.
Cool. Your friends. Say hi to your friends for me then.
I will.
She says. The evening wind blows in and the gown wraps around her like a white flag.
1,000 times you beat an animal. 1,000 times you've raised that fabric. What is underneath has always calmed you, centered you, made you sane. In your mind, you could still climb inside her bed. Still the only man.
You're the Murning.
The morning? I don't understand.
No, I meant Murning. I'm grieving, and you're not even dead.
Oh my god, Harry, stop. I don't want to hear anything about the mourning. Mourning someone who's still alive. Any of that.
Okay.
I can't do that anymore. I'm not 80 years old, I'm 32. People my age are not supposed to mourn.
She breathes out. It sounds more angry than a sigh. Okay. I don't want to call her that. But that said, this is a dream, so... You're just an evil ape. We're all just evil apes.
You don't have to hate the world. Can't you see how kind and beautiful everything is? I don't have time to deal with your pessimism. There are so many people at the stop at this hour. They're all going to the aerodrome.
She looks around her at the evening light. Beautiful world, beautiful aerodrome.
See?
She smiles, as if a weight is lifted off her shoulders. On second thought, you're Dolores Day, Queen Regnant of the territories of Mundi and Insulinde, and nothing else.
Yes, Harry. I am. Things have gotten much better for me, now that I am the ruler of the known world. God, it's already so late. I have to go, Harry.
She pulls up the silvery sleeve of her gown to check the time. But that's not a very good way for things to be.
It's not, but...
She looks at her feet. Little golden sandals cover her toes. But what? Tell me there's something good.
I don't know why I said but. There is no but.
That's it?
That's it, yes. We've talked about it a million times. You will get over it, just like I did. People do. Things will get good for you again.
She looks up from her toes. Maybe. I think I've reached the end of the investigation.
See? It just takes some time. For you, I think it'll take something like 20 years, maybe. It was hard for me too. I used to think I couldn't live without you.
Her eyes widen and she looks you straight in the eye. Her irises are light blue, flecked with green.
But I can.
She keeps her shoulders squared and her back straight. But it's clear you're still making her sad. It's not. It's just not possible. It's like eating rocks. You just can't do it.
20 years. That's so much time.
Yes. It only took me 1 year, maybe 2. Phew.
She smiles and wipes her brow in relief. So you felt that way once? That you cannot live without me?
Yes. But that time is gone now. So very gone.
With all my strength, I can't. It's like eating rocks.
There is a silence. She looks at you, then over her shoulder, then corrects the wreath on the dome of her forehead. As you talk, it feels like chewing on gravel, granite, steel bars.
Your innocence, Dolores Day. I'm sorry I made you sad.
It's okay.
It doesn't have to be like this. Maybe we could try again? This is still dwelling and clinging on to the past that is long gone. But I should ask it because it says proceed versus withdraw.
No, Harry. We can't.
Why?
We already tried again, and it didn't work.
Is that how it is now? We should just try all good things twice and then give up. By that logic.
What went wrong when we tried again? I can do it better.
I don't know. Please.
She shuffles from one golden sandaled foot to the other. In the distance, a streetcar screeches. Why? Why can't we be together?
Harry, we can't be together because you're insane.
Ouch. Her eyes turn to sorrowful ovals.
She avoids turning them to you.
Insane how?
They're turning moist now. Her eyes. She slowly shakes her head and tries to get hold of herself, brushing her hands in her gown.
What do you mean by insane?
You know what I mean.
Everyone gets a little down.
A little down? You've worked there for so long, you can't even talk like a normal person anymore. It's always lists with you. Questions.
You're not wrong. I am going through a dialogue tree. Oh, they're not lists, they're trees. That's perfect.
This is another one, isn't it? We're in a tree right now.
It's a list of choices, and it is a dialogue tree. Nice. Good stuff. Yes, but it's not possible to talk without trees. Lists are absolutely normal. Everyone has them. You just list everything you want to ask. But I like my lists.
In descending order, usually. It's best to do them like that.
It's not just the lists or trees or whatever. You get sad, Harry. Too sad. People can't get that sad. It's impossible to watch.
She corrects a wreath on her head with her hands trembling now.
Other people get sad too, but not like you. You stay down for years, and then you start beating things. You get violent.
How long were we together? For her to be able to say, for years.
In conclusion, you're ill. You're an old, insane man. And you have to be in hell until the end of your life. And I have to go to Morova.
But you said I have a vast soul and you'll always come back to it.
We both said a lot of things.
True.
We were very young.
It was her. I can feel it. I can see it in her tender, long fingers, in her wrists. Her hand wrote it, said those things.
Actually, you didn't say it. You wrote it in a letter, a handwritten letter. I kept it in my paperwork.
As Queen Regnant, I write a lot of letters.
She brushes a strand of white hair out of her eye.
You need to recite it to her, for effect. All of it. No summaries.
Alright. I have it right here. Let me refresh your memory. Let's take a pause bitterly. Trip down memory lane. Start reciting.
Please, Harry. I just don't have time for this.
Take out the letter and read. Every morning, when I step out and you're asleep behind me, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows, until by the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me completely. I step on the light rail and I look back. Something, bow collector. I know it will be like this, until I walk back to you. You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always come back to it.
Okay, stop. Yes. Are you happy now?
She surrenders. No, I'm not happy.
Then why are you doing this?
She sighs in frustration. There's more. Kisses, kisses, kisses.
Very well. I wrote it. It was morning. You slept. There was hoarfrost on the ground when I left, on Voyager Road. It was autumn, the first autumn. But Harry, please understand, it was 1,000,000 years ago. No.
She sighs.
It was 100 million years ago. I was someone else then, filled to the brim with love for you, hanging on your every word. Oh, Harry, you were the coolest. But I am no longer that person. This
She points to herself.
has taken her place. It will devour you. Harry, I will eat your mind.
The light of the video rental shines through her dress now. A DeLorean figure, cut in black, moves below. It's still her. Her legs, her breasts, her hips.
I was cool?
The coolest. With your leather jacket and your boot-cut pants. Smoking in the bus stop. I wanted you to be the rest of my life that day. And you were. Some of it, at least. You were my first. My first kiss. My first time to have sex. The first and worst time I fell in love. I will always have that with me. It's a fact. But that is all it is. It's like a ticket stub, Harry. It doesn't do anything anymore.
A ticket stub.
Yes, let's talk about that too. Let's bring it up, the zoo. In Le Jardin, the day we went east of the river, to the aquarium first, I was sad about my mother. I don't even know why. The shimmer of the fish tank on my face, the octopuses. It was just a day then, but to think, were we there now, you could touch my hair, kiss me, talk to me about anything, go virtually anywhere in the world. Not like now. Now our interactions are limited to pain and regret.
True. I mean, obviously this won't work, but I just want to see what she says. Can't you turn back to the person you were? I can see her in her, under the gown and that wreath.
And my crown of immortality? No.
She shakes her head.
You scared her out of me. With your crying, the awful time we wound up having. And the cheap rental flats you could afford.
Ouch. Not making enough money.
Can't you see? I can never think you're cool again. I can only think that way about new people.
Fair enough.
You're a better man now. More level-headed. More normal.
We can get a nice place this time. I can provide for you. I was young and weak then.
No, it's too late. I found someone for whom I feel the same love I did for you. Only this time, he is more careful. He will not lose me. It will go somewhere. It will grow. Harry, do you notice how none of this is very funny?
Yes, you are the least funny part about me.
I hate being that. I don't want to be anything for you. I hope the decades it takes for you to get over me have already passed.
What now? What happens now? What is the next thing we talk about?
Is there really anything left? If not, we can always repeat one of the things we have already talked about. Talk about it again.
She looks over her shoulder.
If you do not feel like doing that, you should let me go to the aerodrome.
I've taken responsibility for my actions now. I'm a new man, weighty and normal.
She doesn't know what to say.
I'm so normal right now.
Yes, okay. I'm glad.
I mean, I'm a moralist. The other moralists almost took me away on their airship. Very true. Although I don't know how you know this, because when I did the quest, I didn't actually get to that part. But sure, why not? I'm not a broken, insane man who can't live without you. I mean, debatable. I know I made mistakes, and I've taken full responsibility for all of them. So you can live with me again if you want to. I'm better now.
It doesn't sound like you're better at all,
No, it
Harry.
doesn't.
It doesn't even sound like you're a moralist. It just sounds like you want to win me back or something.
Yep, unhealthy obsession.
I don't want you to try that anymore, okay? It's too sad. I need to go.
Total annihilation. We got annihilated, Harry. It wasn't about responsibility at all. It was always only about you having no power at all. Over her, yourself, anything. That's why they didn't take you on that airship. You're insane without her.
They keep referencing the airship that I didn't know about. Okay, fair enough. I feel like this is not good for my mental health, but let's do it anyway. I know you still love me. Kiss her. This seems very, very bad. She's gonna slap you in the face or something. I mean, this is still a dream world, so it's not like you're assaulting her, but it's not great. And why does he go up to her so creepily?
With your feet trembling from
Oh
the
my
steps you
goodness.
took, tepid and fearful, you stand against her, her body close to you, radiating warmth. With your eyes closed, you move your lips on her mouth. She is not kissing you back.
But I succeeded.
This was not about failure or success. This was always going to be horror. I should not have suggested it, and you should not have listened to me.
Yeah, this is very uncomfortable. I don't really like this. Cold silver against my forehead.
The delicate wreath on her forehead pressing into your temple. The silver is cold from the spring evening air.
Her cheek against mine?
Feels like soft fuzz, a bird covered in down feathers, brushing against your broken capillaries. The world's most precious material, reserved for those she lets close enough to feel it. You are stealing a touch. It's not yours to take.
This is very uncomfortable, but I kind of want to just see what the rest of the description is about. I feel her breath.
Her chest rising like a pillow, warm exhalations against the side of your mouth, her tender soul moving through her lungs. Hidden, distant, kept safe from you.
Oh dear. Squeeze her wrist.
Her hand does not return the grip. Her body is rigid. A current of unease courses through it. Distrust. For you. The curve of her spine, her shoulders hunched. She keeps herself stiff, her center guarded from your motions, unresponsive to your guidance.
Move your mouth?
Nothing, just pillows against you. Unresponsive, but for the taste of apricots.
Yeah, that's why he's so obsessed about apricots. Okay.
Apricot-scented chewing gum.
You're not kissing me back.
The moment is ending. She is going to move her face away from yours.
Here comes the slap. No? Okay. Well, that was unpleasant.
Trying hard not to look at you. When she withdrew and you held on to her hand, she tried not to look at your face and see the expression there. Brother, you should put me in front of a firing squad. I have no words for how I failed you.
That's pretty funny, damn. You're the apricot chewing gum scented one.
No, I'm just Dora.
She just shakes her head once more. You didn't kiss me back.
She breathes out heavily, as if something painful has passed through her, and shakes her head.
I just need to do that, I'm sorry.
She shakes her head one more time. The evening wind rustles her hair, blowing old newspapers and fast food wrappings down the street.
Do you really need to ask this question? Why didn't you kiss me back?
Why did you do that to yourself? You know I don't cheat, Harry. I never cheated on you.
That's it then.
No, Harry. Not yet. There is one more thing you have to see.
She slides her hand down her chest and onto her lower stomach and smiles. Yes, I know, you are implying you're pregnant already. I know. You are touching your belly and saying the grow thing with the other lover. I guess Harry has to see it to accept it. That makes sense.
I'm pregnant.
It's his. The man I heard on the phone. She looks down at her belly, then up into your old eyes.
I terminated yours.
Yikes.
Don't you remember, you poor fuck? You poverty-stricken fuck.
Well, that's not great.
Now, go ahead. Ask me more questions. Let's talk about something else.
She wipes her palm into the silk of her gown. Well, that was rough. Oh dear. Now, this is more directed to Dolores Day herself and not Dora, but mass murderer, apparently.
That is very contested by modern historians. Very contested. Plus...
She tramples her little feet for warmth and adds...
You're only saying this because things didn't work out between us. I have to go to the aerodrome now. I don't have time to defend myself from these accusations.
Stop making her angry. She won't start loving you again if you call her a mass murderer. Seriously.
Would you say you haven't behaved like a mass murderer with me?
You were very bad to me too.
Yeah.
We've talked about it like 7 million times now. I don't want to do that anymore.
You're not even human.
I'm actually very ordinary, Harry. Below this gown and wreath, I have an ordinary soul and ordinary thoughts. The only thing inhuman about me is this.
She looks around.
This thing you've made me into. I'm sorry for saying so, but I just hate it. What is this? This is so far gone, Harry. I don't even...
No, you're special. You had glowing lungs.
My lungs do not glow, Harry. I am just like all the others. None of us have glowing lungs. Stop making me into some kind of...
Then it's you. You will make her lungs glow. Your pain is not meaningless.
That is really creepy. I forgive you that you're pregnant. I can deal with it. Just...
Oh, Harry.
Yeah,
I don't
right?
need
It's a
you
good thing
to
for her
forgive.
now. But the way she
It's a
said
good
the other
thing
thing
for
was
me.
really bad.
It's good news. Why aren't you smiling more?
A warm gust wraps her gown around her waist and between her thighs. An apricot-scented ghost wafts out of her, her skin, the fabric, into the flow of the air around you. All the roads will miss her footsteps when she's gone from here. A completely different world.
I miss you so much.
It'll pass. Everything does.
The gown moves on her limbs like water. Don't go.
I have to, Harry. Really, I've already missed the 8:30. I'm gonna go now.
Her fingers wrap around the bag handle.
Lies, sire. She cannot but love you. She has said so 100 times.
I think she's gonna leave no matter what, so I want to at least sound cool and sound like I'm accepting it, right? Harry, please move on. Okay, I understand. Nod silently, like a martyr.
No, you don't.
Oh,
You're just being a
fine.
martyr. And I'm really going now. The time is up. I must be on the 10:20 flight.
She turns. Will we ever see each other again?
I won't see you, but you will see me.
How can that be? Well, you're seeing her now in your dreams.
Oh, Harry. This
Yeah.
is a dream. Can't you see? I'm already in Morova by now. Who knows how long ago this happened? A year? 2? 5 years ago?
She looks around. How will I see you again then?
Right here, tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening. 3 times a week, at least. And Harry, it really, really looks like it started happening again. There's the video rental. I'm suffocatingly beautiful. And young. And I smell of tutti frutti chewing gum. Like I did that time when I asked you for forgiveness. After leaving you the first time. So long ago.
But this is intolerably bad.
Oh yes, this is real darkness. It's not death, or war, or child molestation. Real darkness has love for a face. The first death is in the heart, Harry. See you tomorrow.
Oof. See ya. Well, that was a thing.
You're up quick. How was your sleep?
I'm bleeding, yeah. From my wounds from before. It was total annihilation, Kim.
I did not want to wake you. Perhaps I should have? Was it a job dream?
He frowns. No, an ex-wife dream.
The lieutenant nods solemnly. I understand. We've all been through similar things. It can be overcome.
Nice, okay. Let's solve this case.
Are you sure you're okay? You thrashed around and you bolted up, half covered in blood from your wound.
Swallow the blood and conclude. Sorry, my sleep was deep and invigorating. Try to cover up the blood seeping out with your hands.
Of course. I was just thinking maybe you've torn your stitches. Are you ready to move on?
Alright, let's swallow the blood. Let's comb the entire island, centimeter by centimeter. That's the next step in the task chain.
Okay.
He replies simply.
He's still worried. You must have really thrashed and squealed in your sleep.
Sounds like it, yes. Well then, that was unfortunate. Alright, and I think that's a good spot to stop. So, this episode was actually running a little bit longer than expected, so I hope that you enjoyed what you saw here today and that you're doing well wherever you are. This has been Karst with Disco Elysium, and I hope you're excited to see the next one. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.